Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about why 2v2 will never ever be about skill in NBA 2K21 Next Gen or just 2K in general. You guys know over the course of the years, all the way back to 2K17, we've had dudes like just dexing on the inbound with the stretch bigs. We've had 2K18, 19, 20, and 21 current gen where it was straight post scores, just dominating with a lock or something like that as well. That would just crash for the rebounds on the offensive boards. And then you have the 2K20 meta where it was double play locks and they just bully ball the smallest player on the court all day. It is what it is. We all know 2v2, make it, take it, all types of stuff like that. It creates this toxic environment where it's all just about doing whatever you got to do to get the W's. It's all about exploit and not skill. So we're here to talk about that in today's video. I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this 1 to 700 likes in the first 24 hours. Now listen, I'm not gonna lie, the beginning of this gameplay, it has nothing to do with the title and the topic of this video. You're gonna see flat out, like, I just smoked this wide open mid-range right here. And then, you know, they just come out here, they have a whole bunch of miscues as well. Easy standing lob that they just completely miss on. 20% layup with for no reason, also NA. And then he's like wide open right there, doesn't shoot it. And then you're gonna see just misses a wide open jump shot right here. Super like wild, just random rebound that goes flying out of bounds that nobody can get. This game is a mess, all right? We all know that to this point. But again, we're here to talk about, and listen, what I'm about to do right here, I don't want y'all thinking that I take pride in what I'm doing right here. I'm just here to show an example and explain to you guys how simple and how stupidly easy and stupidly toxic this 2v2 court is. And for people who take pride in their win percent or just flat out like getting dubs on this 2v2 court, you're tripping, bro, because there's nothing to this stuff. You can see I'm literally just standing there for standing lobs, catching them over his head twice. I could do that every play if I wanted to, but I'm not going to, all right? So you're gonna see I go in and then out. Now check this out as well. Now this, I'm not gonna lie, it's not skill, but it's at least strategy to some extent. And honestly, what I still hate about 2v2 is strategy is the only thing you have to win the game properly. Like I said, with the dexing on the inbounds in 2K17 and stuff like that, it's all it took was to flat out just go ahead and just boom, weave left and right off of a dude who's standing at the top, and then you obviously can't get past him, and just like that, the off-ball movement is faster than the defense. Anyway, my whole point is, the title of this little caption that I have for the video right here is about the inbound, right? So you're gonna see in this situation, boom, I go in and then out. Now, I know from the very beginning in the first play that we had on offense, these two wanted to switch. So Red, the Bulls jacket dude was trying to switch on to me, and the guard was trying to switch on to Kitchen. I already know that's coming. Boom, bullet passer, 92 pass accuracy, just like that. Gonna dot him every single time. You're gonna see they're gonna try and do it again. They're gonna try and get the switch off. I know exactly how to counter this and stop them from doing it. So again, it is what it is. Like strategy wise, these guys need to adapt in that sense. You gotta stop trying to force that switch. I already know I'm not trying to let them get that switch off, because you saw also at the beginning of the game where they did get the switch off properly and I could not hit the dude with the screen, because flat out 2K21 and just 2K in general is never going to fix that problem. And matter of fact, we're going to just go ahead and take you guys to exactly what I'm talking about. So they got the switch off right here, right? This has been a thing for literally years and years. I'm holding B. The game thinks this guy is trying to guard Kitchen because that's his matchup, and this is my matchup. So when I try and hold B for the screen, it's got me trying to screen this guy and not him, and it's literally just gonna miss every single pick, every single time. Never gonna brick wall this guy. And listen, for anybody talking about like, oh, we'll stop running screens. Listen, bro, ISO is probably the easiest thing that I've ever seen in this game. Like, this is the easiest ISO year I've ever seen. Flat out, I don't even think we should be running screens. And honestly, I've probably only set like 10 of them. And we're talking like all of next gen when I say that. Now, you're gonna see on this end of the inbound where Kitchen is receiving the ball, I'm gonna go in and cut. And again, they're trying to get that switch off. And just like that, I'm gonna get to the hoop before the dude in red can even get there. It's just a repetitive thing to where obviously, yes, these guys do need to adapt. And that is the quote unquote skill in this. Again, you're gonna see I'm gonna try and dot him, but then it's not there. Either way, this demigod all over the place game got me just banging corner threes like I've never done before. And you guys get the deal. I mean, honestly, it's a bit frustrating, but at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to playing this game on the 3v3 court 100%. Again, they try and get the switch off, doesn't matter. I'm obviously going to beat him to the hoop every time because he's just not in position for that in the first place. And it's really kind of sad to watch this, to be completely honest with y'all. But I am looking forward to the 3v3 gameplay. Boom, I'm going in for the lob again. What more is there to say? I'm looking forward to 3v3 gameplay, all right? Where things like this aren't really a thing. You still got to kill for 3-pointers because that's flat out the name of the game. If we're getting 3-pointers and you're not, and you're scoring inefficiently and we are scoring efficiently, then it is what it is. That's just the name of the game. And honestly, 3v3, in my opinion, is always going to take a whole lot more skill than 2s. Now look, you guys know if you've played 2K21 Next Gen, or if you just watch the gameplay and stuff like that, or watch people's streams, this game is 100% driven by slashing. It's just super overpowered for no reason. It's honestly kind of shameful to somebody like me who's had a slasher in previous years, and now people are over here talking about like, oh well, maybe slashing has always been this easy if you had a pure slasher, we just didn't know it. Nah bro, to add in the fact of like the 3-point shooting, and then just, this is like ridiculous slashing. Like the contact dunks are easier than they've ever been before. But what I will say is a lot of you guys need to learn how the system works. So I'm gonna go ahead and break it down. In this one exact example we have, there will be better examples for how to stop slashers and how to stop ISO as we carry on with this year's gameplay, and I'll get that to you guys as soon as I can. But as far as this right here, look, I just need you guys to understand. Now, this might just be about the game and how quickly you can react on defense and how this is a problem. But if this right here is just user error and this guy didn't react quickly enough, then listen, this is just something you have to adapt to. You got to be better in this sense. So you're going to see I'm going to drive left. I'm going to get literally this far before he even moves an inch, like before he even moves at all. He hasn't taken a step to the left at all. And just like that, you need to be ready to cut me off in whichever way I decide to go, especially when you're gapping this far. A lot of the slashers who watch this stuff, you guys are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. I've seen you guys in the comments, and I 100% agree when it comes to like me always talking about like, oh, I know how to stop slashers, I don't really deal with this problem, but everybody else who plays this game, you guys think like sagging off slashers is the move, when that's just not the case, because flat out it lets me build up easy momentum and just easily get to the basket in whichever way I want. I can go right, I can go left, whichever way I want. Honestly, even in this game, I feel like I could just pull up and shoot to end the game, but if I have slash takeover, look, I'm gonna be real, it's not gonna be that easy for you. All right, I'm not taking the jumpers if I have takeover on and you're sagging off like this. Now, again, a lot of people think like, well, why would I play up on a slasher? That just means he can get to the basket easier. Honestly, I need you guys to understand this. If you're playing 2K21 Next Gen and you're really irritated with the way that this game works and the slashing is dominating, you guys gotta understand, do not play this low ever on anybody. Now, I understand as well, that's not the case in most situations. A lot of people, they have the multi-ability on offense where they can pull from the top, they're super fast, they're going to get past you and just contact dunk on you if you're on their hip ever. But avoid this right here. Avoid this hip action where I'm getting to the left and I'm getting this open lane right here. I understand you think you're between me and the basket. That's just not how it works. That's just like, again, it's just not how it works. Now, what I will say is, I think this game needs a big buff in this sense right here. So you're going to see, I'm going to go up with this, right? Now, he reacts very nicely to this. He jumps. He should be getting a block animation, to be completely honest with you right here. Now, I don't know if this is related to me having takeover on, the finishing moves, the fact that I have 21 Hall of Fame finishing badge points, Hall of Fame posterizer, fearless finisher, all types of stuff like that. But listen, I do think this game needs a buff to interior defense in this sense. I don't think you should just avoid getting contact dunk animations every single time, because flat out, if you have 99 driving dunk and like crazy tendencies for that stuff, Hall of Fame posterizer, you know, all types of Hall of Fame finishing badges, I do think you should trigger animations like this. But if there are people with good vert, good strength, good block, etc., stuff like that, and then they have good timing on the jumps and stuff like this, they should at least be able to challenge the dunk to some extent, to where they will get blocks at the rim every now and then. Just because you get put in this animation 2K, I don't think this should always lead to a contact dunk where you're just hammering on their head. There should be a little bit of, I would say, bailout on the defense when it comes to this stuff, because flat out on the offensive end, this stuff feels like a bailout this year. Like, it really is diminishing to the fact of like what I've done in the past 4 or 5 years when it comes to just being an actual slasher with no 3-point ability or anything like that. And now all these dudes got on the game and they just all have 95 plus like driving dunk, and they're just like, oh well, slashing must have been this easy the entire time. It's just not the case, man. Like, contact dunking has never ever been this easy. In 2K20, I would say was the best it's ever been before that. So progressively, contact dunking has gotten so much easier. Again, to get back to the topic of the video, as far as like why 2v2 will never take skill, it's because stuff like this, in all honesty, like, I understand I got a lot of slashers out there that watch my videos and stuff, and you know, obviously I rep the slasher community. That's just how it is. Like, I'm always going to be big on repping the slashers, but to be honest with you guys, this stuff right here, what I'm doing, it doesn't work on 3v3. You need pick and roll action. You need team basketball. You need to be working together with your teammates and stuff like that. And honestly, man, I feel like in this game, especially 2v2, I don't even have to talk to Kitchen. Like, me and him, we kind of just chill when we play this game on twos. That's never been the case in previous years. In previous games, we've always had to be on grade A communication. In 2K19, when I met him and double locks was ruling the game, especially in 2K20 as well, when the double play locks, again, was ruling the game, and you got to have A1 communication in that pick and roll game, especially if a build like mine wasn't able to shoot. In this game, man, it's pretty straightforward. It's literally just like, let me ISO, get out the way, I'll pass to you if this guy drops. Same thing goes for him. ISO, get out the way, I'll pass you if this guy drops, and then, you know, just play for the O boards on the driving kick, essentially. That's literally all this game has become, and it's very demoralizing as far as like just playing this game over and over again on the twos. Now, to people who don't understand what's going on with the neighborhood, or the city, if you will, they just ask, well, why haven't you played 3v3? Get off this 2v2 court stuff if you don't enjoy it. The game doesn't work on 3v3 court, man. It's bugging and lagging and just like all types of problems all over the place. It's super frustrating. I'm looking forward to when they finally fix this game when it comes to the chopping on the 3v3 court, because that is 100% when I'm looking forward to actually seeing this gameplay firsthand. Because truth be told, ISO is always going to have a better rule as far as when it comes to the 2v2 court. And granted, I understand that. You guys should always have a place to rule when it comes to the ISO stuff. And I honestly feel like I'm probably going to see myself running more ISO than I've ever seen in previous 2Ks or anything like that. So stay tuned for that as well. And if I have a good example for what I'm talking about in this point of the video of how 2v2 is pretty much always going to be this no skill exploit BS. Look, I'm going to put it like this. You see this guy on the far right? If he pulls up on you on the 2v2 court, you're feeling some type of way in previous games like 2K21 current gen, 2K20, 19, 18, 17 even maybe. Not necessarily so much 17, I've always said that, but you guys get the deal. If you see this guy on the far right pull up, and you know, it's like early in the game, SS1 is actually a pretty good rep and stuff like that as well, averaging 15 plus per game, you already know it's going to be annoying, super annoying. But on 3v3 court, when I see this stuff, I'm not worried at all. I already know what's going down, and I already know the fact that he's going to be 100% useless in any way possible when it comes to this gameplay that we're about to play. And then I just want to show you this possession, and we'll go ahead and call it good. But you're going to see, I literally don't care. Like, I'm going to leave him wide open. I don't care if he's going up with the post hooks, because 2-point shots do not rule this court. And personally, I feel like when 3-pointers rule the game, it really makes it a better gaming experience. And in situations like this, where say, you know, everybody watches my gameplay and stuff like that, right? And they'll be like, well, if you think 3-pointers rule so much, then why are you always on a pure inside? Look, I'm gonna put it like this. It's always fun when roles are played in these games, and you have somebody who's better at defense, somebody who's better at the playmaking and shooting, and then somebody who's, you know, more of like the intermediate when it comes to my player. And then some people might ask, well, what, you think this is fun right here to be getting 1 rebound, 1 assist as your teammate just carries you through the whole game? Listen, man, it's all pick your poison when it comes to this stuff. If they want us to be taking 2s, they could have been double teaming kitchen all day, and I'd just be slipping and taking my 2s all day. It's easy 2s versus contested 2s. And that's what it comes to with this ISO stuff on the 3s, is yes, I understand the contact dunks are super OD and stuff like that, but to give everybody hope as far as like the 3v3 stuff goes, I do think that as we see dribbling get a little bit better, or people figure it out a little bit more and shooting becomes a little bit easier, people figure out their jump shots, you're not going to see the ISO like dunk fest, if you will, dominating so much, especially on the 3v3 court. Now when it comes to the 2v2 court, I don't know, man, because like I've always said, make it take it is always some wishy-washy BS that is always just going to be pretty much about who can get the contested finishes to go in at a better rate, or you just run the contested post hook and like meta lineup in previous years. I don't think that's necessarily going to be a thing this year, because flat out everybody has good rebound ratings and stuff like that too. You might see the post hooking actually be good, but even at that, the pure lockdown rebound snaggers aren't really going to be as much of a dominant rebounder in comparison to like years past, if you will. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this 100 to 700 likes in the first 24 hours, like I was saying in the intro. And if you made it to the end of the vid, put 2K in the comments to show your support to me all the way through. Feel free to check out some other videos from this 2K21 next gen stuff. We've been posting a little bit of gameplay. Most of it has been tips that might help you if you have the game actually, but that's been another thing that's kind of frustrating me a little bit is, you know, the content in the channel and just everything that I post on this channel typically has always been about making you guys better players and stuff like that, and helping you out, whether it comes to strategy, etc., stuff like that, how to be a better player, how to be competing better in this game. Honestly, this 2v2 stuff, as far as I've seen, and granted, again, 2v2 is the only thing I've been able to experience when it comes to the gameplay, because 3v3, unless it's been this Beats event right here, and that was literally the only 3v3 experience I even got, it was all just 2v2 ISO fest, try and contact dunk on people. And while I do have a pretty good time defending it, I will say, it's honestly been a little bit frustrating at the fact that there's no variety, there's no parity, there's really, again, it feels very minimal with the skill gap and stuff like that too. It's just frustrating. Anyway, appreciate y'all sticking with me with these videos and stuff too, man. I know it's been a tough time in the 2K community, especially as of late, but I'm glad that you guys are at least supporting still, and trust me, I'm not going to fade away from this stuff at all. We're sticking to the grind no matter what, because I know what it's like to be a quitter. I quit in 2K18, and honestly, I saw my channel suffer tremendously when it came to just my dreams and my goals and stuff like that. So just keep in mind, guys, I'm not quitting by any means, no matter what. I'm going straight, like full speed when it comes to this 2K21 next gen stuff, and it will get better. I promise you, the gameplay should get better, and by the time that they fix this stuff when it comes to the choppiness on the 3v3 court, we're gonna be straight back to the threes, and I feel like it's gonna be a whole lot more entertaining and informational gameplay as well that you guys will enjoy as like you did in the previous years if you've been a sub of my channel. So anyway, appreciate all the support. We're getting close to 100K subs as well, so I appreciate all of you guys showing the love, and we should be hitting that within the week or so, I would say. Anyway, it's off the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you made it to the real end, put Laker in the comments to show support you made it all the way through. Anyway, it's off the vid. Hope y'all enjoyed. And then that, take it easy, man. Peace.